And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, today we're taking a look at Snake Oil, the fun party card game, it says. Snake Oil, I've actually already taken a look at this game before in its first incarnation, which was from Out of the Box Publishing. And that company has since, unfortunately, gone out of business. So now the new version has been picked up, like many games have been, by Hasbro. This is a game where you're trying to pitch somebody. I'm like, hey, I'm going to sell you this hat, and this hat has this feather, but this feather can fly off and attack people, or whatever. You know, there's that person who can sell people anything, this snake oil salesman, which comes back from ancient times where people would, you know, ooh, these medicines, this, you take this oil, it will cure everything. So that's the kind of thing here. Each person's going to be making pitches, trying to sell different objects to different styles of customers. Let's take a look. So the game comes with a bunch of customer cards here. These are double-sided cards. You leave them in the box. And then we have this giant deck of 336 word cards. And so each player is going to get 6 of these. 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to look at my words here. I have cannon, gun, dress, insect, truck, and dance. All right, one person is going to go first. They're the customer. They're going to pull a card from here. And they can pick either side, so politician or witch. So they'll pick witch, for example. Then each player is going to pick 2 cards from their hand. So I'm like, let's see. I'm going to pick an insect cannon. All right, and for you, the witch, you need something that's going to defend you. You're going to need something that each player has like a pitch they're going to do. 30 seconds is the most you have. Anyway, so I'll say this insect will defend you. People won't expect it. They're going to be around. People will walk in ready to take a witch out because the witch has a lot of enemies, and this insect cannon will defend you. And then the next person says, well, I actually have a razor stick. This is going to be used so many things. The razor's on a stick here. You can use this to cut the ingredients that you need to put into your potions. And then, also it's a good thing maybe to fight off enemies, a multi-use item. And then the next person says, no, I have a house TV. Now, you might not think that works for you, witch, but this lets you watch your favorite shows like Bewitched or What's Cooking in the Pot, different shows for witches. And, well, that person has run out of steam because that's probably not as useful here. And the next person says, well, Miss Witch, I have laser glasses. Yes, lasers haven't really been invented for you and your witchery, but these are useful. You'll be able to attack people with them. You'll also be able to use them to finely tune your potions so that they work perfectly well. I don't know why everything has to do with the witch's potions, but whatever. So then the person who is the customer is going to pick the best pitch, and they're going to give this card to that person. You can imagine how if these were politicians, the pitches might be different, or maybe a fashion model, or a prison guard, or a gangster, or a high school dropout, or a prom date, or a pregnant woman. And the different item cards, we have life, radar, ticket, giggle, vest, diaper, rake, art, shovel, boots, rocket, hand, card, hook, goggles, danger, ladder, skin, shirt, tarp, lace, etc., etc., etc. So you hand the card to the person. Then the next person becomes the customer, and after everyone has been the customer the once, whoever has gotten the most cards is the winner. Although, like in many games, you could play around the table multiple times. You could let people use as many cards as they want rather than just 2. You can have a big audience where each person tries, you can do this like a live. There's all sorts of different variations you can do, but that's the basic gist of the game. Now, there are many games in this category of pitching people things. This is not an unusual category of games. This is probably one of the more popular ones, especially since it's by Hasbro. You're going to find it everywhere. So I'm going to start out by saying it's not the best in that category. My favorite game is probably But Wait, There's More in this grouping. But this one is fine. It's a fine, fun party game. There are some caveats. Okay, first of all, if you play this game with people who aren't very creative on the go, and that's not a put down of those kind of people, but some people just have a hard time grabbing some cards and making up a story on the spot and then telling it and selling it. Somebody who's really good at that can dominate these games. There's also room for a little bit of gamerism. Like, well, Sally's winning, and yes, her pitch was the best to me as the customer. I don't know if I want to give her the card, though. You don't say these things out loud, but you think them in your head. You're like, well, Susan had the best thing. And how could you pick Susan? Well, I'm not giving the game to Sally by doing that. So I'm not really sure on that. I wish there was a way to anonymously pick people, but you really can't. So there's some discretion and some capricious possibilities for the person who is being the customer. Also, I don't think there's enough customer cards in the game. This is a good amount of customer cards, right, with double sides. But I mean, compared to the amount of things in the game, that's a huge stack, a huge difference there. Why not put more customers in the game? Now, the customers are fine, and I do like the theming of the customer, right? The game is not just about here's a great product. It's here's a great product for a tree hugger, for a secret admirer, for a senior citizen, for a beach bum, for a runaway, for a diva, for a rapper, for a teacher. And of course, you'll find the stereotypes that come out here and some really funny moments. Some people are going to really laugh and like this game because of those moments that exist. This is the kind of game where the points don't matter as much as it is just a fun thing to play and to watch. You have a big group. You can set this up. I personally prefer to let people use as few or as many cards as they want. Some of the cards are frankly boring. I wish they had, cards that were a little bit more interesting. For example, if I'm drawing these cards and I have tie, doubt, paper, moon, family, lip, Tau, revenge. Well, some of those are more interesting than others. Paper is just not that interesting of a card. I wish there had been maybe some more. So I guess I'm kind of downing this a little. I think it's fine. I think a lot of people like it, but that's just where it is for me. It's fine. It means you need to be extremely creative, but at the same time, this is a game a lot of people are going to enjoy. Am I selling you on the game yet? That's Snake Oil. Dice Tower Judgment approved.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door.
Yeah?